everybody. Today we are back in Kerbal Space Program, and today we are going to resume our series of recreating rockets and build the Vostok. So yes, we are getting on to crewed spaceflight now, because I don't want to do every single rocket. Maybe I will, but probably not. I just picked a few that I thought were pretty cool, and yeah, you can see me here building it. I used the little monopropellant tanks, and then I forgot the RCS thrusters and ended up not using them anyway. Also, yes, I know, there is an airlock on the Vostok, and in real life it did not have one. Do not worry, I removed that before launch, because I realized my mistake. So yeah, here I am just building it, using the Spark engine right there, and I accidentally grabbed the wrong fuel tank, because in restock, the giant Saturn V second stage fuel tank looks a lot like the tiny one. So yeah, whoops. Alright, so, yep, now I'm just building the upper stage of the Vostok rocket. And it was the Vostok rocket was pretty similar to the Sputnik one. And yeah, and as you noticed earlier, there was a crossfade, but that was just because I was trying to figure out how to get those tanks to go on in a nice way. Yeah, so I'm just gonna continue building it. It was a little bit too long, so I made it a bit shorter, and I'm really happy with how it looks. I think it looks very close to the real life one. And yeah, and then I used the little Making History decoupler. Because the Vostok in real life, it struts around the bottom of the engine instead of like a fairing. That way it can do hot staging, like how the Starship does today. And the Soyuz still does that. And now I'm just building the other fairing that goes around the spacecraft. But here's me just trying to offset the tanks just a little bit. But they kept moving sideways. Like I'm not pushing anything, and they just like, yeah, you see that? They like go sideways. The game does that a lot. I don't know why. But yeah, as you can see, I already removed the airlock because I realized that the Vostok, which I will recreate in the next episode probably, or in the next episode we'll do the Mercury rocket. Then we'll do Vostok after that. So yeah, the Vostok. And it's the one that had the airlock on the side like that. Yeah. Also, you might have noticed like there was a little node whenever I placed the airlock, and that's because Free IVA does that. That way you can transfer from the ship over to your airlock. So yeah. And then I just put on a Mark 16 parachute, which might seem a little bit too small, but it's fine because our Kerbal is going to evacuate. Yeah, and I just pulled up the Sputnik real quick, that way I can get a reference on how big do I need to make the rocket. And yeah, I also I drained the top tank mostly, because it was a little bit too overpowered on our Sputnik launch, so yeah, it's not as overpowered this time. And the boosters don't want to go on right, so I just used the move tool to get them on. I wanted them. There we go. Yep. And in other news, Hive came out with Bed Wars Season 2. I don't know if I've ever made a Bed Wars video. I don't think I have. But I should, because Bed Wars is really fun and I play it quite a bit on Hive. Because Hive is the best Minecraft server. So yeah. Tell me in the comments if you guys would like to see Hive Bed Wars Season 2. And I'm probably going to do a collab with my good friend Galactic again. Yeah, no, here I am, just messing around with the engine settings and stuff. So yeah, now all I need is some struts and stuff. And I thought I was ready to go, but then I realized I forgot quite a few things. So yeah. And of course, I wanted to get a crew on it, but there's only one Kerbal, so yeah. And I got Uri Kerman. I don't know if I should keep doing this, like putting like curls named after the real people who won the missions. I don't know if I should keep doing that. Please tell me in the comments if you'd rather me to do that or just use the default Kerbinauts from the game. So yeah, I don't know, I might just start using the default Kerbinauts. I think it's a little bit easier. Put on the struts in a bit of a weird way, but I think it's kind of unique, kind of cool. And there we go. And then, after I put on these struts, I thought I was done. But as I told you earlier, I went back into the VAB. Yep, just playing around with the booster colors to see if I can get it different. I'm pretty sure the real life thing was like green. Or at least the fairing was green, but I forgot about that. Alright, and just fading back to the VAB because I forgot stuff. So I'm just gonna go put on some batteries and stuff and a probe core and yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I actually forgot I had that probe core on there. I don't know, how did I forget? So I ended up deorbiting the entire spacecraft instead of... You'll see. Alright. And it's like 3, 2, 1, liftoff! Man, those engines roar yet again. This series. Alright, I'm just gonna speed up the footage, and as you can see, the video is a bit too big, and like a lot of it is not in. If you back up the video like 5 or 10 seconds, do it right now, you can see that the screen is the right size and nothing's cropped out, but it just randomly cropped itself out. I don't know why it did that, and I did not even notice it. Beautiful. That might be something. I'll find out soon. Yeah. So, just gonna go forward a bit. And yeah, just gonna speed up the footage till we get to space. That way we can begin the orbital insertion room. And as I said earlier, I drained out half of that top tank. And also, the payload is quite a bit heavier than the Sputnik, so it can't get to orbit all on its own. Like, the upper stage can't get into orbit by itself. It needs the pusher spacecraft adapter stage. And yes, this is not a 100% accurate recreation. I mean, it's pretty close, and it is stock, so you can make this in your game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did not use any modded parts. So yeah, you can try building this in the stock game, or you can get some mods and like restock and build it, because that works too. And here we are. First stage is nearly out of fuel. And then we're going to begin the hot staging, where we ignite the second stage while it's still attached. There we go. And attach. Alright. Beautiful hot staging. Hot staging is really cool. I love doing it. But the fairing got stuck, as you can see here. And it did not want to come off. It was a very stubborn fairing, I'll tell you that. And I tried to kind of wiggle it a bit, see if I could get it off, but nope. It was just stuck. So I just time warped and it got deleted from existence. There we go. Alright. So we are now in orbit, and Uri can just kind of fly around his ship with the free IVA mod. I love that mod. Probably one of my favorites. I mean, they have a lot of mods like Black Rex Clouds, Parallax, free IVA, Restock Plus, and Inertia's Near Future mods. I love all those. Those are all really cool. I'm thinking about getting Outer Planets mod. Please tell me in the comments if I should. Because I think that would be really cool for a series, exploring Sarnus, even though I haven't been any further than Duna. I mean, I have been to Jewel, but with only probes so far. And I have sent probes to Eve, Duna, Jewel, Val. Yeah. And now just turning on the lights. And we're just going to do a few orbits. Spinning around the planet. And yeah. And I wanted to get a good like sunrise shot, so that's why I'm messing around with the time warp here. And there we go. Beautiful sunrise over Kerbin. Wow. Alright. So now I'm going to deorbit the upper stage, the adapter stage. And then I realized I really, really should have put reaction wheels inside of these fuel tanks. Like, yeah, sure, it's part clipping, but I don't think it counts as part clipping because the fuel tanks are empty. And in real life, you could put stuff inside those empty fuel tanks. So yeah, then I got Uri out of his seat again and let him play around. Alright, time to get him back in. And as you can see, there's the interior, the craft. Very cozy little pod. Enough room for the Kerbals to kind of move around, but still nice, small, and light. And there we go, another sunrise over Kerbin. And now it is time for us to begin the deorbit burn. That way Uri can go home and land in a village where people had never heard of rockets or parachutes before, and then they'd all scream and run away from him. Based on a true story. But no, he did not. Well, that is a true story. Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space, he actually did end up in a village where everybody ran and screamed because he fell out of the sky. Like, man. Soviets could have planned the landing site a little bit better. So yeah. As you can see, we just detached the service module of the spacecraft. And I should have put some antennas on the top because it just looks a bit bare. And the real one had a bunch of weird little antennas and stuff on it, so I definitely should have done that. But now you're about to see one of the newest mods. It only came out like a couple days ago, and I love it already. You see in a little bit. Very soon. Just wait for it. Once the spacecraft begins to stabilize a bit, you'll see it. But as I said before, it doesn't have reaction wheels, so it's going to take a little while. So yeah. Oh, as you can see, there's like a little like outline, and look at that. Look at those re-entry effects. So yeah, this is the new Firefly mod. It is insane, and also re-entry particle effect renewed. But the Firefly mod is what's doing like all the purple and red fire around the ship. Like, look at how beautiful that is. That is so much better than the one that was like so like pixelated and low quality, like low resolution re-entry effects that they had for so many years. So yeah, this is like competing with KSP2's re-entry effects. Like, it's really good. And as you can see, there's one of Kerbin's great rivers. That thing is beautiful. I would really want to go visit it again sometime. So yeah. And yeah, I'm just not going to deploy the parachute till we get to about the cloud layer. So we're just going to descend nice and slowly. A mere 150 meters a second. And deploying the parachute right about now. There we go. Parachute is out, and yeah. Just going to go in for a nice soft landing. But maybe not so soft, because we are landing with a tiny parachute on some mountainous looking regions, and Uri, he's probably going to roll down that mountain, or the pod might explode whenever he hits the ground. So why don't we do what they did in real life and make him jump out? And yes, once the parachute's out, there we go, parachute's out. Time to eject Uri from out of his seat. Eject. Now you see that like weird like gray thing behind the seat? If you rewind the video a bit, you can see it. That's actually like a rail because it was an ejection seat. So like, the seat plus Yuri Gagarin would shoot out of the craft, and then he would jump out of the seat after it got it. Why am I having a brain fart? I can't remember the word. After it ejected. Yes, ejected. For some reason I wanted to say jettison. No. After the seat ejected, Uri would jump out of the seat and then open his own parachute. Okay, it was like this. The capsule opens the parachute. The seat jumps out, or like, shoots out, opens its parachute. Then Uri jumps off and opens his parachute. So it landed in 3 parts. And there you go. Going down through a tree onto a hilly region. And I think it's a very good thing that we did not keep Uri in that pod and that he evacuated, because now the pod is rolling down the hill. And there's the parachute, just trying to fight the pod and keep it from rolling. And yeah, time to bring Uri for a nice, gentle landing on the ground. And a minute. Just give him a second. A little bit longer. I kind of wanted to wait for the pod to roll down the hill first, but it was just taking way too long. And I decided I will use Uri's head to stop the pod. So yeah, that's what I did. Bam! No, it did not work. It just rolled faster and faster, and then it exploded. And all of a sudden, the scatterers loaded in the ground, which is really weird. I don't know why they weren't there before. Is it a glitch that they're there, or is it a glitch that they weren't there? Anyway, and now here's Uri with his guilty face. Enjoy. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, because very few people that view these videos like and subscribe, so make a difference. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye. Click the videos on the screen. Bye.